Right now, as you sit in your living room, you may think you're alone, but you're not. The walls, the carpet, even the very air around you is alive with creatures so small, so silent, that you rarely notice them. Some are harmless. Some even help you. But others are far less welcome. These are not the insects you meet in the garden or while hiking in the woods. These are the ones already inside your home. They crawl beneath your furniture. They slip through cracks. They live in your bed. And tonight, we're counting them down. The top 15 creepy insects hiding in your house. Stick with me to the end, because number 1 is so common, so close, that you've almost certainly seen it today, without realizing what it really means. Ready? Then let's open the door to a world you never wanted to visit. Number 15, the silverfish, the ancient survivor. Picture this. You stumble into the bathroom in the middle of the night. You flip on the light, and there it is, darting across the tile, its long antennae whipping like streamers behind it. Sleek, metallic, and lightning fast. That's a silverfish. These creatures have been around for nearly 400 million years. Long before humans walked the earth, silverfish scurried through primeval forests, feeding on dead plants. Incredibly, they've barely changed since then, making them living fossils in your home. Harmless? Technically, yes. They won't bite you, and they don't carry disease. But they do have a taste for carbohydrates, paper, glue, fabric, even flour in your pantry. That means your old books, your family photo albums, or the box of recipes your grandmother left you may already be on their menu. Their ability to survive is astonishing. They can live for months without food, hiding in dark, damp corners until the coast is clear. And they're nocturnal, so you rarely see them except in those flickering moments when the light catches them by surprise. Imagine it. Every time you open a bathroom drawer or move a cardboard box in your basement, one of Earth's most ancient survivors could be right there, waiting. But if silverfish thrive in damp, hidden corners, what about the insects that thrive in dry, cozy fabrics? The ones that turn your home itself into their feast. Number 14, the carpet beetle, the silent fabric eater. You may never notice the adult carpet beetle. Tiny, round, and almost cute with its mottled coloring, it looks like a harmless little ladybug. But the real danger lies in its larvae, hairy, hook-covered worms that move silently through your belongings, feeding on anything organic. Wool sweaters, fur coats, down pillows, even old stuffed animals tucked away in a box. To the larvae, these aren't keepsakes, they're dinner. And they leave behind telltale signs, mysterious bald patches on your carpet, strange holes in fabric, or piles of brittle shed skins tucked into hidden corners. Carpet beetles don't bite, but their hairs can irritate your skin, causing rashes or allergic reactions. Imagine spending days sneezing and itching, never realizing the culprit is no larger than a grain of rice crawling across your closet floor. The most unnerving part? Their stealth. By the time you see the damage, the larvae are often long gone, hiding in new places, ready to feast again. And here's a chilling fact. Museum curators fear carpet beetles more than moths, because a colony can destroy priceless textiles, feathers, or ancient books in months. But while carpet beetles target your possessions, the next creature comes for something far more personal. You. Number 13. The dust mite, the invisible roommate. They are everywhere. In your bed, in your couch, in the air you're breathing right now. But you'll never see them. Not without a microscope. Dust mites are tiny arachnids related to spiders that feed on one thing: the flakes of skin you shed every single day. It's estimated that humans shed nearly 1.5 grams of skin each day, enough to feed a colony of 1 million mites. And that's just from one person. They thrive in warm, humid environments, making your mattress and pillows the perfect ecosystem. Imagine it. While you're lying in bed, drifting to sleep, hundreds of thousands of mites are feasting inches from your face. And though they don't bite or sting, they leave behind microscopic waste particles that float through the air, triggering allergies and asthma in millions of people worldwide. Every sneeze, every itchy eye could be the invisible signature of dust mites living right beside you. Scientists believe dust mites have lived alongside humans for thousands of years, adapting as we built houses, invented bedding, and made homes more comfortable. In a strange way, they evolved to follow us, to become permanent roommates. But if dust mites are invisible freeloaders, what about the creatures you can see, scuttling brazenly across your kitchen floors, refusing to hide? Number 12. The cockroach, the indestructible survivor. It starts with a flicker of movement when you open a cupboard. A shadow darts along the edge of the sink, and suddenly, you're face to face with one of humanity's oldest and most detested companions, the cockroach. Cockroaches are ancient. Fossil records show they've existed for over 300 million years, surviving mass extinctions that wiped out the dinosaurs. Their design is so efficient, so resilient, that nature never needed to change them. And resilience is the perfect word. Cockroaches can hold their breath for 40 minutes, survive without food for a month, and live up to a week without a head, dying only because they can't drink water. Some species even withstand radiation doses that would kill a human instantly. But the real horror isn't just their survival, it's their filth. Cockroaches carry pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, and Staphylococcus, spreading them across kitchen counters and inside food storage. Their droppings and shed skins trigger asthma, especially in children. They are both dangerous and disgusting. And they are everywhere. A single female German cockroach can produce tens of thousands of offspring in a year. Imagine one insect in your kitchen becoming a thriving colony before you even notice the signs. And here's the kicker: cockroaches are nocturnal. If you see one during the day, it usually means the nest is overcrowded, an infestation already boiling beneath the surface. But while cockroaches infest in armies, there is another insect that prefers to strike alone, waiting silently for the moment you fall asleep. Number 11. The bed bug, the midnight feeder. The lights go out. The house falls silent. And from the seams of your mattress, from the cracks in your headboard, the bed bugs emerge. Flat, reddish-brown, and no larger than an apple seed, bed bugs are master parasites. They feed exclusively on blood, piercing your skin with elongated mouthparts while you sleep. Their bites are painless at first, but hours later they swell into itchy red welts. And they are cunning. Bed bugs inject a mild anesthetic as they feed, ensuring you don't wake up while they're drinking. Imagine dozens of tiny syringes piercing your arm as you lie in bed, completely unaware. Though bed bugs don't spread diseases, their impact is deeply psychological. Infestations lead to sleepless nights, paranoia, and even phantom sensations. People swear they can feel bugs crawling on their skin long after the bed bugs are gone. Their resilience makes them especially terrifying. Bed bugs can survive months without feeding, waiting patiently for the next host. They hide in electrical outlets, behind wallpaper, and inside furniture joints. Pest control experts call them one of the most difficult household pests to eradicate. And here's a chilling fact. Bed bugs are hitchhikers. They spread by clinging to luggage, clothing, and even library books. That hotel you stayed in last summer? It could have brought them straight into your bedroom. But if bed bugs feed silently in the night, what about the insect that hunts boldly, with fangs and venom, across your walls and ceilings? Number 10. The house centipede, the living nightmare. At first glance, it doesn't even look real. The house centipede's elongated body seems stretched, its 15 pairs of legs flaring out like whips. Each movement is impossibly fast, a blur of twitching limbs darting across your wall. For many, the sight alone is enough to induce a shudder. But here's the twist. House centipedes may be the most beneficial insect in your home. They are hunters, ferocious predators that stalk spiders, silverfish, roaches, and even bed bugs. With venomous fangs, they inject paralyzing toxins into their prey, immobilizing it in seconds. They don't build webs or traps. They chase their victims down, cornering them with terrifying speed. To humans, their venom is weak. A bite might sting, but it's no worse than a bee sting. Yet their appearance, long legs like strands of straw, bodies stretching up to 6 inches, makes them feel like something from a nightmare. Here's a thought. If you see a house centipede, it's usually a sign you have other pests. They are predators, and predators need prey. That means the real danger may not be the centipede itself, but the unseen infestation it's feeding on. And if centipedes are the hunters in plain sight, what about the creatures that prefer webs? Silent snares stretched across forgotten corners of your home. Number 9. The house spider, the web spinner. Step into the quiet corners of your home, behind a stack of boxes in the garage, under the sink, inside the attic, and you'll likely find a web. Sometimes it's delicate, a shimmering wheel of silk. Other times, it's a messy, tangled trap stretched across the shadows. And where there is web, there is a spider. House spiders are among the most common residents of human homes. Some, like the American house spider, are harmless and even helpful, catching flies and mosquitoes. Others, however, carry more sinister reputations. The brown recluse, with its violin-shaped mark, can deliver venom that kills skin tissue. The black widow, recognizable by its red hourglass, delivers a neurotoxin that can cause muscle cramps and spasms. Most house spiders won't harm you, but that doesn't erase the discomfort of sharing space with them. The sensation of walking into an invisible strand of silk, clinging to your face, is a primal trigger. Proof that you're intruding on a predator's domain. Here's an unsettling fact. Spiders are patient. Some sit unmoving for hours, even days, waiting for prey. You could be in the same room for an entire evening, never realizing one has been watching silently from the ceiling corner. And while spiders ensnare their prey in webs, another insect uses a different strategy. It waits in the dark and then leaps straight onto you. Number 8. The flea, the hidden jumper. Tiny, silent, relentless. Fleas are masters of ambush. At just 1/8 of an inch long, they can leap more than 200 times their body length. Imagine a human jumping the length of a football field in a single bound. That's the scale of their power. You often notice them only after the bites appear. Small, red, itchy welts clustered around your ankles. But fleas are more than a nuisance. Historically, they carried the bacteria responsible for the Black Death, a plague that wiped out nearly a third of Europe's population in the 14th century. While that threat is rare today, fleas can still transmit tapeworms and other pathogens. Most infestations begin with pets. Cats and dogs bring them inside, unknowingly transporting these parasites from the yard to your carpet. From there, fleas spread rapidly, hiding in bedding, rugs, and upholstery. Their eggs hatch in days, releasing larvae that burrow into dark crevices until they pupate into adults, ready to feed again. The nightmare? Fleas are incredibly hard to eradicate. Even if you eliminate the adults, their eggs can lie dormant for weeks, waiting for the vibration of footsteps or the warmth of a body to signal it's safe to hatch. Picture it. You're sitting on your couch, scratching at your ankle, when another tiny leap delivers a fresh bite. You're not just sharing your home, you're feeding an infestation. But while fleas hide in carpets and spring into action, another insect takes to the air. It hums, it bites, and it spreads death more than any other creature on Earth. Number 7. The mosquito, the silent vampire. The sound alone is enough to raise the hair on your arms, the faint, high-pitched buzz near your ear in the dark. A mosquito has found you. Slender, delicate, and deceptively fragile-looking, mosquitoes are in fact the deadliest animals on the planet. Through bites, they spread malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, Zika virus, and more. Collectively, mosquitoes are responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths every year. Inside your home, they slip in through open doors and windows or breed in standing water, plant saucers, clogged gutters, forgotten cups. The females, which need blood to develop their eggs, track you by sensing the carbon dioxide in your breath, the heat from your body, and even the lactic acid in your sweat. Once they land, their needle-like mouthparts pierce your skin, drawing blood and leaving behind itchy welts. What makes them so unnerving is their persistence. Swat one, and another appears. Cover yourself with a blanket, and they'll find the smallest gap. They are tireless in their pursuit, as if programmed never to give up. And here's a chilling thought. A single female mosquito can bite dozens of times in one night. That tiny buzz in the dark may be the start of a long, sleepless battle you're destined to lose. But while mosquitoes are predators of the air, the next insect marches with military precision, an organized army invading your home in perfect formation. Number 6. The ant, the organized invader. It begins with one. A lone ant wandering across your kitchen counter, seemingly lost. You brush it aside, thinking nothing of it. But hours later, there's a line, a perfect, unbroken trail of ants marching single file across your floor. That's no accident. That's strategy. Ants are among nature's most sophisticated communicators. When a scout finds food, it releases pheromones, chemical signals that create invisible highways for the rest of the colony. Within minutes, hundreds can be mobilized, all marching with purpose, their movements almost mechanical. In your home, that could mean anything: a forgotten cookie crumb, a drop of honey, or even grease from last night's pan. To ants, it's a treasure trove. And here's the unsettling part. Ants don't just come for food. Some, like carpenter ants, burrow silently into wooden beams, carving out galleries that weaken the structure of your home. Others, like fire ants, deliver venomous stings that burn like fire, leaving behind itchy welts. Consider this. The average colony can contain tens of thousands of ants. The single scout you crushed on your counter may already have been replaced by hundreds of others swarming nearby. They don't stop. They don't rest. And once they've marked your kitchen as territory, they'll return again and again. But if ants are soldiers of the ground, swarming in armies, the next insect is a phantom. Tiny, winged, and multiplying in your kitchen before you even notice it. Number 5, the fruit fly, the kitchen phantom. It starts innocently enough. A banana left out overnight. A half-empty wine glass forgotten on the counter. And then, as if from nowhere, they appear. Tiny fruit flies hovering in the air. Their dance chaotic but precise. Fruit flies are the masters of stealth infestations. Drawn to the faintest smell of fermentation, they slip in through open windows or hitchhike on groceries. What makes them truly terrifying is their speed. One female can lay 500 eggs, which hatch into larvae within 24 hours. That speck you barely noticed in your kitchen today could be the start of an infestation by tomorrow. And their choice of breeding ground isn't limited to fruit. They lay eggs in sink drains, garbage disposals, empty bottles, and even the rim of your trash can. Each generation is ready to breed in just a week, meaning their population can explode in days. Harmless? Not quite. While fruit flies don't bite, they spread bacteria from the places they land. Garbage, drains, compost, onto your food and surfaces. Imagine sipping a glass of juice without realizing a fruit fly had already walked across it, leaving microscopic traces of filth behind. Here's something eerie. Fruit flies are so attuned to the smell of alcohol and decay that scientists use them as models to study addiction and brain chemistry. In other words, the pest circling your apple might hold secrets about human behavior itself. But while fruit flies hover in plain sight, the next insect takes a far more personal approach, clinging to your body, feeding on your blood, and refusing to let go. Number 4, the lice, the unwelcome hitchhiker. Unlike most insects in this countdown, lice don't just live in your home, they live on you. Tiny, wingless parasites, lice are designed to cling. With claw-like legs perfectly adapted to grasp hair shafts, they crawl from strand to strand, feeding on blood several times a day. Head lice are most common in children, spreading rapidly in schools through shared hats, combs, or even a quick hug. Their presence is intimate. They don't skitter across your floor or fly through your kitchen. They bury themselves in your hair, hidden from sight, feeding as you go about your daily life. The itching comes later, a maddening sensation that drives people to scratch until their scalps are raw. And then there are body lice, rarer but more sinister. They hide in clothing and bedding, emerging only to feed. Throughout history, they've spread deadly diseases like typhus and trench fever, killing soldiers in wars and devastating populations during plagues. What makes lice especially creepy is their persistence. Unlike mosquitoes or fleas, they don't bite and fly away. They stay. They cling. They live with you, moving when you move, feeding when they please. Imagine leaning in close to whisper to someone, completely unaware that a colony of lice is crawling across your scalp at that very moment. And if lice are parasites that cling to your body, what about the insects that go even deeper, burrowing into the very structure of your home, silently consuming it from within? That's where we're headed, into the final 3. Number 3, the termite, the silent destroyer. There's no sound, no movement, nothing out of place. And yet, termites could already be eating your house from the inside out. These pale, soft-bodied insects are tiny, barely the size of a grain of rice, but in numbers, they are devastating. A single colony can number in the hundreds of thousands, working around the clock to chew through wood, paper, and even drywall. What makes termites truly terrifying is their silence. They don't crawl across your counters or buzz in your ears. They live hidden in the walls, in the beams, in the very bones of your home. For years, you might not know they're there, until the damage is so severe that floors sag, paint bubbles, or wooden beams crumble under your touch. Here's a fact that should make you shiver. Termites cause more than $5 billion in property damage every year in the United States alone. Unlike fire or flood, this destruction isn't sudden. It's slow, secret, and relentless. And they are organized. Termites live in a caste system with workers, soldiers, and a queen who lays thousands of eggs each day. Their soldiers defend the colony with massive jaws or even chemical sprays. Their workers never rest, gnawing away in complete darkness. But while termites attack the walls around you, another insect strikes boldly in plain sight, buzzing brazenly into your kitchen and spreading filth with every step. Number 2, the common house fly, the walking germ. It seems harmless, a single fly buzzing near a window or circling above your dinner table. But have you ever stopped to consider where it was before it landed on your plate? Houseflies breed in the foulest places imaginable. Rotting garbage, sewage, decaying animal remains. Every time a fly touches down, it picks up microscopic particles of filth on the hairs covering its body and legs. When it lands again, on your sandwich, your glass, your child's toy, it leaves some of those particles behind. And here's the disgusting truth. Flies don't have teeth. Instead, they regurgitate digestive fluids onto food, liquefying it before sucking it back up. Yes, that means every time a fly lands on your meal, it's essentially vomiting on it. Flies are far from harmless. They are mechanical vectors of more than 60 human diseases, including cholera, dysentery, and typhoid fever. In many parts of the world, they are considered one of the most dangerous insects precisely because of their close relationship to human environments. And yet, we underestimate them. We shoo them away absent-mindedly, never realizing that one tiny fly can carry enough bacteria to make a person gravely ill. But if the fly is the obvious nuisance in your home, the number one insect is the hidden master of infestation, living in the shadows, breeding in secrecy, and overrunning entire households before you even realize it's begun. Number 1. The German cockroach, the hidden infestation. You saw cockroaches earlier in this list, but the German cockroach deserves its own place at the top, because it isn't just creepy, it's an infestation waiting to happen. Smaller and lighter than its American cousin, the German cockroach is the most common species inside human homes worldwide. And it's a nightmare for one reason: reproduction. One female can produce thousands of offspring in a single year, and each of those offspring reaches maturity in just weeks. That means an invasion can grow from a handful to a colony of hundreds almost overnight. They hide in kitchens and bathrooms, nesting in cracks no wider than a credit card. They thrive in warmth and moisture, inside appliances, behind baseboards, beneath sinks. And when night falls, they emerge in search of crumbs, grease, and scraps, contaminating every surface they touch. But their danger isn't limited to food. German cockroach droppings and shed skins release allergens that trigger asthma, especially in children. In homes with infestations, studies show higher rates of respiratory problems and chronic illness. The worst part? By the time you spot one, it's already too late. Seeing a German cockroach is rarely a sign of one insect. It's a sign of many. They're masters of hiding, avoiding light, scattering at the faintest vibration. You might live with hundreds before ever catching a glimpse of a single one. They are dangerous, they are unstoppable, and they are likely already closer than you think. So there you have it. The top 15 creepy insects hiding in your house. From ancient silverfish to indestructible cockroaches, from spiders in the shadows to dust mites in your pillow, they remind us of a truth most of us would rather ignore. We are never truly alone. Our homes feel safe, but every beam, every cushion, every corner hums with hidden life. Some of these creatures protect us by eating pests. Some inconvenience us by nibbling our food or our clothes. And some pose real danger, spreading disease, or damaging the very walls that shelter us. But there is also something strangely humbling in this. These insects have survived for millions of years, adapting to every environment, even thriving in the artificial worlds we've built for ourselves. They don't just live with us, they live because of us. So the next time you see something skitter across the floor, or feel the tickle of a phantom itch at night, ask yourself, is it dangerous or harmless? The answer might surprise you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more unforgettable countdowns, where the strange and the familiar collide in ways you'll never forget.